Hello once again, I'm Kevin Turner from Real Estate Talk, and in the latest Australian Property Investor magazine, which is out right now, there's an article called Industrialise Your Portfolio. Now in the article, API have spoken to a valuer, a financier and an agent about commercial properties. And the agent they spoke to is joining me right now, Phil Grant, Director of Commercial Sales and Leasing at NAI Harcourts. Phil, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
First question, I guess, should we invest in more commercial properties?
I guess I'm a little bit biased here, but I definitely believe people should be investing in commercial real estate. There's a lot of advantages to investing in commercial real estate as long as you understand what it is you're actually investing in.
What are the biggest advantages that you'd say for someone watching this, say commercial over residential?
Look, some of the biggest advantages, the main one I should say, is that in commercial real estate you can in fact pass on 100% of all your outgoings to a tenant, as long as that's negotiated in the lease. I guess the second thing that is a big point is that generally once you have a tenant, they will be there for a long period of time. And then I guess the last point, just to follow on there, is that generally with commercial property, a lot of the maintenance of the property is a lot less than in residential, due to the fact that there's a tenant occupying their business there and they want the premises to remain looking good.
Yeah. I guess there are two sides to every story. You know, there's pros and cons, and rather than talk about disadvantages, could I just ask you where you see most people go wrong when they do invest in commercial property?
The biggest, I guess, the thing where people go wrong in commercial real estate when they're investing is not understanding their product that they're actually investing in. Sometimes people get a little bit excited about it and they don't actually do enough research before they purchase the property with a tenant in place. You know, one of the biggest things they should do is try and understand the market that they're purchasing in, try and understand the property that they're looking at, and making sure that the tenant that is actually there is going to be a tenant that will be there for a while.
They'd need some pretty expert guidance, I would imagine, to walk through that. Are there any properties, commercial properties, that are easier to invest in than others?
Look, I guess from a simple point of view and not going into a huge amount of detail, I mean, I guess if you're looking at a simple type of investment for commercial would be your straightforward industrial property. Generally, it's 4 concrete walls, it's got a roof. Some of them have an office, some of them don't. So from a simple point of view of just putting a tenant in there, they occupy and run their business from there. There's not too much from an owner's point of view that you have to actually do other than collect the rent. If you're going to go to the other side, you progress through to commercial office space, where there's a little bit more involvement and a little bit heavier traffic from a staffing point of view. Progressing all the way through to your retail, which I would consider as one of your more intensive, management styles that you'd have to look after from an investment point of view, purely because those retail people are dealing with a lot of customers that are coming to that location. So you have to make sure that everything is up to scratch and meeting all the requirements, so that those people can actually run their business from that location.
Someone wanting to start out to build a portfolio or add to their existing portfolio, if it's going to be their first commercial property, what would be your advice? Who should they be consulting?
Look, they should definitely be talking to a number of different experts. One would be a financial advisor, 2 would be an accountant, and then 3 would progress into understanding what it is you're actually investing in. And by that I mean talk to an experienced real estate agent that deals specifically in commercial property in the area that they're looking in.
Yeah, of course, you touched on a good point there too, and that is real estate agents who specialise in commercial. I guess a lot of residential agents do want to dabble in commercial because it looks attractive. Is that a danger area?
Look, I've always been of the belief that you should specialise in what you're good at. You know, a residential agent is good at selling houses. They're good at handling, the mum and dad buyers generally, and selling a home. Commercial is a much bigger field. There's a lot of different things that come into understanding commercial property, and for that reason, I think that resi guys should deal with the residential side, and the commercial guys should always just deal with the commercial side.
Well said, well said. Just in sort of closing out, I'm just wondering if you think it's a good idea for people to have a mix, you know, a bit of residential and a bit of commercial, or should they, like you've just suggested, specialise in one area over another?
Look, great question. I think at the end of the day, that will come down to each individual person. I've always been of the belief that there should be some level of diversification when it comes to investment. You never know whether one type of investment is going to perform better than other. But as long as you're comfortable investing in a particular type, I certainly think there should be a little bit of diversification across all the different type of investment fields that you can be in.
Fair enough. And just as we do leave you, Phil, can you just give us your outlook on the commercial market going forward?
Look, I think it's a great time to be investing in commercial real estate, from your small level, entry level investments all the way through to your larger, I guess, corporates. I don't foresee any drastic changes in capital values or rentals in the immediate term, but I do see continued steady growth in the future years to come.
Well done. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate your time.
Not a problem at all.